The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the participants and do not reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
BronxNet. Your voice, your views, your vision.
Now we turn to, my BAF Gail. We're closing out the year, my dear. Hello, and how are you?
I sounded like Jose Feliciano for a second.
I was going to say, listen to you singing Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad.
Ba-ba-da-ba.
Feliz Navidad. Well, speaking of Navidad, what are you doing for Christmas?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Wrapping gifts?
On Christmas? Don't you
No.
open the gifts on Christmas?
No, Christmas, my dear, I am so Christmased out with all the Christmas parties I've attended this week that
Oh, you lucky
all I
duck.
know is Christmas I'm staying in my PJs.
Oh, and with little Chanvida?
Of course.
Uh-oh.
That's
All by
it.
yourself? You gonna have family over? What's going on?
Well, my family is scattered all over the United States, as I've mentioned before. And so it's always a question of, like, am I going to get on a plane? Am I going to go spend it with this one or that one or this one? So,
Oh, you mean they're too lazy to come see you?
I'm sorry, I lost you, Gail.
They're too lazy to come see you?
Well, we haven't exactly made those arrangements. I'm not exactly the type of person that likes to have family house guests.
Oh, you know what? You don't like to clean up after them. I get ya.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Can I come over?
You want to come over?
I have nowhere to go.
Oh, you are so welcome, sweetheart.
Yay!
I mean, don't misinterpret what I'm saying, because I do have friends that come to my house for Christmas because they have nowhere to go,
Right.
because I am their family. So my home is open and
Are you the
welcome
mother
to
hen?
my loved ones.
Are you the mother hen?
I am.
Oh, that's so cute.
I am. I've always been like a matriarchal type, you know. I'm not the one that cooks, though. I invite them over and they can cook for themselves and
That's
for
the way
me.
to do it. Absolutely. Then you don't have the dishes.
Yeah. Well, I have
can
a
bring some
dishwasher.
digital
That's the
dishes.
one good thing. I have a dishwasher.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, you don't
Yeah.
have to worry about mine. It's digital.
Oh, look at that. Oh, my goodness. And your food is digital, too, right?
Absolutely. It's the perfect diet.
Oh, my gosh. I don't even have to cook for you.
Not at all. Not at all. What are you doing for New Year's? Because this is our last time talking before the whole new year, because next week we're not going to be here.
You're right. Okay, so I've actually really been seriously considering doing the midnight run.
Ooh, what's that?
Well, there's a midnight run. There's this run, a 5K, that people do towards midnight. And
at?
I haven't exactly looked into it fully, but it was brought to my attention. And since from here until November, I'm going to try and participate in as many 5Ks and 10Ks building up to the New York City Marathon, I thought that would be a great way to bring in the new year.
That is a wonderful way to bring in the new year. And it starts off, you know, they say that what you're doing, the New Year's like midnight, and that first day is what you're going to continue doing for the rest of the year. It brings you that luck and that energy. So it's awesome.
Yeah, I think so. Thanks for saying so. Again, I don't know the full details. I wish I did, so I could share it with the rest of you, with the rest of everyone else who's checking this out right now. However, you can always Google it for more details. It's something very popular. I've never done it, and you know, I think what happens in New Year's is everybody always makes, you know, resolutions, and this year, rather than making a resolution, I want to just live into the resolution.
That sounds like a great idea, Rena. What a wonderful way to start the year. See, me, I'm probably just going to be in my bed, in my PJs. I'll watch the ball drop and then sleepy time.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask you, I mean, how does an animated person celebrate the holidays? Again, sweetie, you know what? I'm all about the Google chat, I mean, you want to come, you want to get down with me, and you want to come over via video and celebrate with me, we are so down.
Oh, you're so cute. You know what? I like to keep it really calm and easy on New Year's because people get a little crazy with the drinking and all that.
They do.
And speaking of, how we haven't really talked about health and fitness in a while.
Right.
In terms of, New Year's, ladies and gentlemen, let's keep the imbibing down to a minimum. Please be safe, be cautious. Think about all those calories and the carbs and the alcohol. You don't want to start your year like that.
Right, exactly. And thank you for saying that. This is exactly what I was trying to say earlier. With regards to everybody goes, oh, this is going to be my last time, and, in the next year I'm not going to do it. Instead of doing it that way, why not, create the mindset of, I'm going to live into the new year with what I've declared, so that you're being that and not talking about being it.
Absolutely, because they say rules or goals are meant to be broken, and New Year's resolutions, people come up with these things every year, and they start out good for a month, and then they fall by the wayside. I think that's a wonderful way to put it, to live into your resolution, live into the new year. Way to go, Rena.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, everything is choice. Everything's a matter of choice, so you get to choose. That's it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Are we almost done?
We are done, and I'm sad that I'm not going to see you for a couple of weeks.
Oh, this is so depressing.
Well, the truth is we're going to see each other on a personal note now that you said you want to hang with me on Christmas Day.
Absolutely.
I wish you had the ability to rap. That's not my favorite part.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry. You want to sing with me? Let's sing Feliz Navidad our way out.
All right, let's do it, girl. My BAF Gail, we're going to sing this Feliz Navidad style. Vamos, mami.
5, 6, 7, 8. Feliz Navidad.
Bam, ba, da. Feliz Navidad. Bam, ba, da. Feliz Navidad. Próspero año y felicidad. Bam, 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 bam. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas.
I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas.
I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Yay!
Aw, thanks,
Happy
Rena.
holidays, Gail.
Happy holidays.
Thank you. Awesome. Aw, wasn't that fabulous? Happy holidays to you all. And happy Hanukkah to those who celebrate Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa to those who celebrate Happy Kwanzaa. And of course, Happy New Year's, because we'll see you next year.
If you could sit with me, imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read.
So the mission is for us to get a book to each and every child.
So let's join hands, book people unite. Unearth hidden passion. Come on, we'll have a good time.
One book could be the funniest that'll make helps to change a life. People unite.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
You wouldn't let money just blow out of your house. So when your AC or heater is on, make sure the doors, windows, and fireplace flue are shut tight. If you're headed out, turn down the AC or lower the heat by 10 degrees. And always keep your water heater set at 120. A little bit of common sense goes a long way. Get more great tips at energysaver.gov.
back, everybody. I'm your host, the Dr. Bob Lee. Our first guest is a registered dietitian and nutrition consultant, Fiorella DeCarla, and she does a lot of things in our community and always has a wealth of information. She joins us here today to share about the dangers of fad diets. There's a lot of fad diets out there. Sometimes you stay up late night and you see some of them on TV.
Yeah.
You know? Tell us about some of them that stand out.
You know, and that really, at the bare minimum, fad diets don't work, and at their worst, can actually harm you. So it's really important to know the differences between the diets and what people are actually promoting. And in my experience lately, one of the biggest things that have been coming across to me are these juice fasts. You know, people who will go on juice fast for 3 days or for a week, and it's very, very trendy. There are a lot of juice bars opening up that kind of cater to this particular diet or this particular fast.
But what does that do, like a juice diet?
Well, this is what
some people think it's pretty good.
Well, there's something that they think that it's going to do, and then there's what actually happens to the body when you're on a juice fast. So what people think is going to happen in the way these juice diets are promoted to the public are that they are somewhat a cleanse for your body. That when you are fasting for the certain amount of days and just having juice, you're getting concentrated nutrients from the juice, and you are cleansing the toxins from your body. Now, what is actually happening...
That part is probably okay.
Well, this is the thing. There are no toxins in your body that are going to be cleansed through a juice fast. That's the big problem. You know, what are toxins and where are they located in the body? And even if they were in your bloodstream, what does a juice fast that goes through your digestive tract have to do with that? Now, the difference though is that if you're coming off of a kind of not that great diet, if you're going on a fast food diet, high in sugar and so on, and then you're going into a juice cleanse, some of the things that I hear people say is like, you know, wow, I feel lighter, I have more energy, I feel better. Well, that could happen from going from a fast food diet to a balanced diet as well. You don't have to go from a fast food diet to a juice diet to have the same feeling. So the extreme is not necessary, and then there are also dangers to the extreme. So what does it actually do to your body, a juice fast? So this is what happens. Your body naturally is not meant to fast. It is not. It is meant to eat every 4 hours because there are certain hormones and blood sugar levels that are supposed to act in a certain way only with the accompaniment of food in your body. So if you're not having food in your body, several things happen. First, your body goes into a starvation state, which is partly what people are demonstrating. They are starting to feel, I feel so much energy. You know what the energy is?
What?
Starvation. Because if you think of us as animals, our evolutionary brain, when we starve, we get a burst of energy in order for us to go get more food, to go forage for food.
Track down a deer or something
exactly.
like that.
So it's kind
Run
of...
it down and tackle it.
And tackle it and get it, you know, and take it in. And, you know, so that is what everyone is feeling. That burst of energy is actually starvation. Right? And that would only last for a certain amount of time before, you know, that runs out. So that is the psychological effects of starvation, is that you get a burst of energy.
So then what we see on TV or reading the newspapers is bad press? Or,
well, it's
or press taking us to another area?
It's an extreme...
Leading us to believe
well, I think
something different?
Well, this is what I think. I think the product in of itself is not a bad product. For example, if you juice and you have a juice a day with other food, that's amazing, great. But a juice a day in lieu of other food can have some damaging effects.
But what makes it so popular, though?
What makes it popular is that it gives people a very quick fix. For example, if you don't eat for 3 days or 4 days, you're going to lose some weight. You're going to lose some water weight. So initially, a person will believe that they've actually lost weight. So that is the quick fix of how people get really caught up in juice fasts. You know, because of that temporary, but what happens is that you're slowing your metabolism in the meantime because your body's starving. And then as soon as you put any food or drink in your mouth after that fast, you gain all the weight back. So it really doesn't work at the end.
So then what do we do if we wanted to detoxify or cleanse?
Well, the word itself, to detoxify and cleanse, right, is a misnomer. What you want to do is you want to get a balanced diet in order to eat properly so that your systems all function in check. So, for example, if you want to eliminate waste from your body, there is one way to do that, right? And that is through your colon, right? In terms of the toxins and cleansing of body, that is a misrepresentation of the word given the way that your body functions. So, in order to feel better, what you want to do is you want to turn your lifestyle into a more balanced diet where you're fully hydrated, you have fiber, you're able to cleanse your colon regularly every day.
Yeah.
So that would make more sense in terms of actually using the body for what it's meant for.
So then everything would fall in line. You want everything, the pHs and all that stuff to be in line.
Exactly. The goal is to have your body homeostatic, to get a state of balance. And so to do that is to feed the body. Not feeding the body is actually its unnatural state.
So a lot of water is recommended. Huh?
Absolutely. You know, most people, and they don't think so when they're less active in the winter, but most people do need about 1 to 1.5 liters a day minimum, depending on their height, depending on their activity level. And a lot of people do under drink, you know, during the winters as well as the summers.
Yes. So how many of these do I need?
So you need about 8 of those a day.
8 of these?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
A minimum.
A minimum of 8.
Yeah, and so your organs are probably hydrated. It will complete the peristalsis in your gut in terms of being able to cleanse your body better. You know, in order to having a high fiber diet without hydration is going to be counterproductive.
Does it show on your skin if you don't drink enough
water?
water?
Oh, absolutely. Not only the things that show on your skin, interestingly enough, are low fat diets and low hydration. Those are the number one things that I can tell on someone's skin, particularly in the winter. I can tell someone when they're on a low-fat diet and when they're not properly hydrated. And remember, the caffeine also hinders as well. Alcoholic beverages and caffeine will also strip your body of hydration. So for every glass or cup of coffee that you have, you should counter it with another glass of water.
Yeah, yeah. See, a lot of people don't think that. And I'm guilty of it also. I don't drink enough
It's
water.
hard. It's very, very hard to kind of remember to do it, particularly with water. It is very quenching, but we're so, we're so used to having flavors and everything that we don't get attracted. So what I do sometimes is I do put a little bit of flavoring in the water just so that it entices me to drink it more, like some sort of like lemonade type situation. And that makes it much easier to drink instead of just kind of like plain water.
And eliminate the sugars. Sugars and starches.
Well, you know, you want to minimize them, right? Because at the end of the day, our brain does run on glucose, so we do need some starch in our diet in order for that to function. You'll see in a lot of very low-carb diets or Atkins diets, people will get like kind of a brain fog. You know, they won't be able to concentrate, they won't have a lot of, because the brain runs on glucose, you know. But what you want to do is, if you look at our culture, we do take in too many carbs sometimes, you know. It's just kind of, it is the cheapest food. Right? It is the cheapest food. So when you go out to restaurants, if you look at your plate, what is the biggest portion? The starches are, because the truth is the restaurant knows that's their cheapest product.
And it'll fill you up.
And it'll fill you up.
Oh, that was a great meal. I'm full. Oh, I'm satisfied.
Right. So they know. So things have become more and more supersized. But, you know, at our detriment, because we really don't have a high level of activity during our day that could really maintain that level of starch in our diet.
Back to these fad diets. You know, many people lose weight on these diets, and they're still unhealthy.
Well, yes, in particular with the juice diet, what I was saying.
But they accomplish their goal of losing the weight
for temporary time. You
so
know,
that's why a lot of people complain that the weight comes back right away.
Right. And of course it is, because if I would look at it and understand the diet for what it is, anything that is that extreme is bound to bounce back. There's no way you are setting yourself for, actually for the disaster. You know, you're walking into those juice fasts knowing that, well, hopefully knowing now that we've discussed it, that you are slowing your metabolism.
Yeah.
And that's not what you want. In any diet situation, what you're trying to do is you're trying to set up your system to where it burns calories more efficiently every 4 hours. And in order to do that, you need to eat. So there is a big difference between going from one extreme to the other. The juice fast is absolutely not necessary. And as a matter of fact, I would say this. You can add juices to your diet with a balanced diet, and that's great. But quite frankly, I actually prefer smoothies over juices.
Oh.
And there's reasons for that as well.
What's the reason for that?
Well, with a smoothie, what you can do is you can add several items in there. For example, instead of just having vegetables or fruit. You can also add other things. You can add sources of protein, which keep you fuller longer and boost your metabolism. You can also add some fats in there. For example, some avocado, which allows some of the other nutrients from the vegetables to be absorbed in your body better than if they're just taken in alone, right?
Those are the good fats in the avocado.
Absolutely. And the avocado in a smoothie actually adds the same type of creaminess that a banana would. If you've ever tried it, it's really great.
Oh,
it kind of makes it thick.
So you have to come one day and we'll put a stand
And do
up and
it.
you can,
Yeah,
you
and
can
demonstrating
provide-
how delicious it could be.
Mhm.
And then the final and most important piece in the difference between a smoothie and a juice is that you're leaving the fiber intact in the vegetables and fruit in a smoothie because you're just blending it. Whereas in a juicer, you are extracting the fibers left in the juicer, and you need that fiber. That is the most important component of that vegetable.
Yeah.
You know, the vitamins are great too, but really, in unison, it's the most. It's
We gotta
the
try
best thing
one.
for you to do.
Tell us, it's going to be winter in a couple of days or about a week or so. Should we be eating seasonally?
Well, I think that the seasonal foods now are at their most nutrient dense. So you really would be missing out on a lot of vitamins if you didn't eat seasonally, you know? A lot of the orange vegetables, right? Like the squashes and, you know, the pumpkins and so forth. The Brussels sprouts, the cruciferous vegetables are great right now. The cabbages, amazing cancer-fighting properties in them. So absolutely. And when they're in season, they're cheaper. So it's best to grab them now.
Because a lot of people eat the same thing all year round, just about. You know, I mean, some variety here, but the seasonal foods
are
out.
amazing.
Yes.
And you know what? Do buy them in abundance, because some people say, well, you know, I can't buy too many of them because they just sit in my refrigerator and go bad. Listen, buy them, cut them up, and freeze them. Vegetables are great frozen. Get them instant, freeze them, and then take them out of your refrigerator, you know, whenever you want. And you can do it that way, and they won't go bad, and you will have great seasonal products.
Yeah, you can add them to your smoothie.
Absolutely. Except not the cauliflower. That would stink.
It
But
would
it's
stink, but would it be
amazing.
good?
It would be good, but I think you'd probably have some trouble going down. But definitely, you know what you could do, though, in the wintertime
What's
with
that?
to boost your immune system with your smoothies? A little bit of raw garlic. You know, if you're brave enough, you can put some raw garlic in there.
And try to go get a new girlfriend, right?
Yeah,
Hey,
that'd
come here.
probably good idea.
Or go out on a date. Hey.
Right after the smoothie. Not
Everybody in
advised.
the front row and back row. Will
I
be,
know.
"Oh, what is that?
Yeah, give yourself some time.
But
and a
thank
stick
you
of
so
gum.
much. You always have a wealth of information for us here, right here on Open. Give us some information where we can reach you.
Great. Fitwithfiorella.com. You can reach me there, and you can follow me on Twitter as well.
Fiorella DeCarla, give her another big round of applause, everybody. Thank you so much for
Thank
joining us.
you.
Okay? And stay warm.
Oh,
you know, it's
yes.
kind of cold outside.
Yes, it is.
We got to take a quick break.
The world sees us as a lost cause. I don't, because I believe in the women of Afghanistan who have struggled so much. As a woman in Afghanistan, there is no identity, there is no autonomy, there is no self. It was through the needle and through the embroidery that they had to find sanity for their lives.
Why can't I even wear what I want? Why can't I have this freedom?
Well, what you just saw was an example of some of the work that Be Peace does to lessen, if not end, violence and conflict-affected communities. And joining us now to share more about Be Peace is board director and film producer Lori Chalk, and Be Peace member and TV film producer Donna Kuznetskov.
Okay.
Did I get it right?
Yeah, great.
Gold star for Derek. Good to have you. Good to have you.
Thanks. Great to be
So
here.
share with us a little bit about what we actually just saw there.
That is a segment of a documentary that Dana and I produced in Afghanistan about the group of women in Afghanistan that Be Peace was working with. We call them fast runners. They are entrepreneurs. They were, this group, which is now, I don't know, 7 years ago, we started working with them, are women who own businesses that with the potential of growth.
and they are employers. And what you saw, this is a documentary called Thread, and we followed these women for about a year. We brought them to New York, we went to their homes, we met their families, and more importantly, we saw their businesses, and we saw the potential that they had and the employers that they became.
And when you look at some of the employers that they've become, is it kind of, what are your take on that? Because you see them in one state moving to another. Give us a little bit about, your take on how they, on the transition, if you will.
Well, they're phenomenal. They are phenomenal women. And the reality is, culturally, they're limited. So no matter, we're in their homes and they're telling us they have 30 employees and they go from home to home picking up embroidered products to make whatever they're doing, pillows or shirts, but they're still culturally very limited. So sometimes their husbands have to go to the market for them and get silks, or their sons or their nephews have to go to the market for them because they're still limited. But what you saw was Thread, which was all about these women who are in the textile world. Now, so many years later, these women are doing amazing things.
So what we've seen in BP's, we've had a presence in Afghanistan since 2004. And the businesses that we have been involved in have changed significantly, particularly the businesses that women could be involved in. So right after the Taliban fell, the women were in sewing and embroidery businesses because that's all they could do.
Right.
They were working clandestinely in those businesses. Now we work with businesses that are in IT, that are in television production, that are, it's a full full range of businesses, which is a measure of how the country has grown and
embraced change
since the Taliban fell.
And what Be Peace does is we are an organization of volunteers. We target these women and we work with them to train them, to help them build their businesses. It's not about money or microloans. It's really about time. And we say we're a pro bono consulting firm, and we marry some of these businesses with like businesses here in the States or really internationally, and train them, show them how to build their businesses and hone their skills.
And your goal is to create 1 million jobs across 1,000 communities.
And we're getting there.
So close, so
really?
close.
So, and we are in a number of different regions. So right now we're in Rwanda, and we're in Afghanistan, we're in El Salvador, and then we're in Guatemala, and looking for a 5th region as well. And in each one of these countries, each region has been impacted by violence. The idea is for us to say, okay, there's a lot of places in the world that have been impacted by violence, but where are there small, medium-sized businesses that are sustainable, where we believe with our interaction with those fast runners, the people who run these businesses, that there is the potential to create jobs, and where there really would be an impact of jobs and violence to alleviate, to mitigate violence. And each one of these countries is so different from the other in terms of the kind of violence and the kinds of businesses that are there.
What are the similarities that you find from country to country?
In my opinion, the women want change. And this is all, and Be Peace now opened up to men too, just like 2 years for now we've been.
About that, yeah.
But they want change. They don't want to live in fear. They don't want to live in these violent countries. They don't want to come home and worry about their sons and their husbands and their fathers. They want change. And the women are the ones that are creating these voices.
How hard is it, I guess you said, when you have these war-torn countries, you got these countries that are really experiencing violence and things like that, and we're talking about going to work, holding down a job, and doing stuff like that. Give us a little bit of insight in there, because this is not easy going to work every day when you're affected in this kind of way.
You know, there's so many examples of how people work around violence. So, for instance, in El Salvador, where it's gang violence, there are people who go to work, who live in a gang-ridden neighborhood. So they're really sort of prisoners in that way of that neighborhood. They leave their neighborhood to go to work. The employers will, and then they're very vulnerable because they have a job, they have money, they're often mugged going back to their neighborhood. So what the employers will do is have, for instance, a bank account. They will put their salaries directly into the bank account so that they are not walking around with money.
Right.
Another employer will have beds. If they have to work later than what is considered a safe time to go home, they will make them sleep at the factory or wherever they're working so that they're safe. So it's baked into their existence, but also baked into the employer's experience is to protect their workers and to make this a safe environment for them. And so it's sort of fascinating how, you know, these people who do live with violence, how they learn how to operate sort of within
it.
Mm-hmm.
We learned in Guatemala the employers were hiring the sisters and wives of gang members because they know they would be protected, and therefore their company would be protected. That was fascinating.
Wow. Wow, pretty interesting stuff.
It is.
So
they adapt.
Right.
And it's crazy they're adapting to violence, but that's what they have to do.
Right, and so bringing peace is definitely the
But
mission.
each one of them, every one of our fast runners firmly believes, really understands that job creation does have an impact on the community. And if they have a healthy community, people want to sustain that.
Mhm.
And so it really does spread. It makes sense. I mean, it's hard to actually quantify it,
Right.
but it makes sense. I was just reading an article in Mumbai with all those horrible rapes. What do they go? First thing in that article is because these men don't have jobs, they have nothing to do, and so, you know, they can do things like plan rapes. It all goes back to if you are gainfully employed, if you're happily employed, then there's idle people tend to do things that are violent.
Now, without giving me specifics, do you have an idea how big the unemployment rate is in these war-torn countries? I mean, when you look at what's going on.
No, each one is different.
Yeah, and I don't think it's measured the way we measure it here in this country.
Okay.
I think it's just the way it is. They have nothing to do. Their commerce has been taken away. Their business has been taken away. Their communities have been destroyed. So they are slowly. And what we saw is look at the businesses that some of these people have started. They're all things that they could start in the home and grow from.
Mm-hmm. Before we get out of here, I want to talk about getting an opportunity to volunteer. What can people do?
BPeace.org.
Okay.
Right. The capital B, word peace, PEACE.org.
Mhm.
It's plenty of opportunity.
And what would a volunteer consist of? If somebody wants to do what can they do?
Well, you can do a number of things. One is you can be a mentor, and you can go in country if you have a particular expertise in assembly line expertise, and there's a factory in Guatemala that needs to, you know, do something with with making their business run better.
Right.
Or there's plenty of stuff to do when you don't go in country, where there are people who help companies with logos, for instance, if you're a graphic designer. We have entrepreneurs who come to our country for a couple weeks of training, and so it's all. You're in a television studio. We have a number of filmmakers in Rwanda. We have television production in Afghanistan. So there's lots. I mean, there's the entrepreneurs and the businesses are so varied. So whatever business you're in, you just have to look and call and say, "This is my expertise. I could help you."
So the opportunity to volunteer is there. All they've got to do is contact BP.
You got it.
All right, Lori, Donna, thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you
and
very
sharing
much,
with
Darren.
us.
Thanks,
And we're
Darren.
glad to have you and come back and update us, okay?
Absolutely.
All righty. Well, we got to take a quick break.
Hi, I'm Michelle Kwan. One of the greatest things in my skating career is that I had a chance to meet people from all over the world. And when you spend time with people from other countries, your whole world expands. The great thing is you don't have to be an Olympian to experience different cultures and meet new people. In fact, you don't even have to leave your hometown. The U.S. Department of State brings tens of thousands of international leaders, professionals, students, and scholars to this country every year from more than 160 countries. Each exchange participant comes here to the United States, to communities large and small, to learn about our country from Americans just like you. Every participant on a State Department program creates an opportunity for you to get involved. It's as simple as meeting someone for coffee, picking them up from the airport, or hosting them for a traditional American dinner. Such a small gesture can mean so much, but they're not the only one getting something out of it. For many Americans, this is a great opportunity to bring the world to you, to get an insider's perspective on places that you may never have even thought about visiting. Every connection you make plants a seed, and those seeds grow over time, both here and abroad. In a world with too much conflict and misunderstanding, these connections, these friendships, inspire us to think beyond the boundaries of our everyday lives. All it takes is being willing to open your life up to someone, if only for an hour, to find out about specific opportunities in your community. Visit exchanges.state.gov/expand your world.
Started her career
right here as a BronxNet reporter, here to discuss her journey from BronxNet to bright lights of national television. We welcome the beautiful Darlene Rodriguez.
Hello.
Hello.
Nice to see you.
Likewise. Thank you so much.
I love this setup. You have a DJ and everything?
Yeah, DJ Vince Bracey in the house.
I'm so jealous.
We get to rock it here on Friday mornings.
Fabulous.
Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my goodness, Darlene, you know, you're out there in the mornings. You've been out there for how long now on NBC?
I've been on NBC for 15 years.
15 years.
Yeah, hosting Today in New York for 10 years.
Nice, and congratulations
Yes,
on that.
Thank you.
And, you know, I just thought it would be inspiring for us to share with the viewers, as well as some of the interns that work here at BronxNet. As you can see, we have many that make the show happen.
Yeah.
The possibilities that lie ahead just by perseverance.
You know, it's interesting because as I was coming over here, and I know that you guys are celebrating your 20th anniversary. Congratulations. I was one of the first reporters here 20 years ago. So it's shocking to my system that my career is older than some of your production assistants and your PAs, right? Shocking.
Why wasn't I included in that list?
No, you are as young and beautiful as everybody else around here. What a great crew you have. But I started, you know, when I graduated school, I didn't have a job, and there were no job prospects, and I wanted to be a reporter in TV in New York City. I'm from the Bronx, born and raised, and I heard that BronxNet was starting a cable station. And the way I got in here was I walked in, they were unpacking boxes, and I went right past the first gentleman who was sitting at the first desk, and I found your news director at the time. His name was David Medina, and I didn't have an appointment, and I didn't have a resume reel, and I had the only suit that I owned, and I sat down and I said, you know, I want to be a reporter here. And I think he was so taken by the fact that I had the audacity to kind of walk in off the street, literally, and he gave me a shot, and he gave me an opportunity, and I reported here for a year and a half.
Nice, nice.
Yeah. So sometimes you just have to take the back door and just be brave and give it all you have.
Nice. And, you know, I also wanted to share, just because we share a lot regarding women empowerment. And, you know, I know that you were raised by a single mom, and I'm sure she's, like, so proud of you now. And it just the endless possibilities of what it means to just, you know, kind of stick and hold to your craft, right, as you're saying, and, you know, do whatever it is that's necessary to basically make it happen, of course, with integrity, and how that impacted your way of being.
Well, it really was everything. I was raised by a single mother. She's the strongest, most intelligent woman that I know, and I'm in awe of her all the time. And I think what she gave me as a child, which is the key I found to a child's success, is that inflated even sense of self-confidence. And what she told me as a child, I believed. So I wanted to do this job that I have since I was 8 years old. And as far as my mother was concerned, that was what I was going to do. So I didn't really know anything else. I didn't know that there were barriers. I didn't know there were boundaries. I mean, I learned the hard way, but I always thought they were passable and breakable.
You know, I'm just going back now to the 20th anniversary, which I know you were hoping I was going to, like, bypass.
Yes,
but,
okay.
you know, 20th anniversary, you started 20 years ago. What does that make you feel today?
Old.
It does. That's not what I was looking for as an answer. You don't look old. I got to tell you, you look amazing.
That's very nice of you. Thank
you.
Thank you. You know, I'm proud. I'm proud of what you guys have done. I'm proud when I come down here and see this setup. I'm proud that you are a force in the TV business and the news business, and that you get respect, and that you get great guests, and you do good work, and you do good stories, and you have great people working here. So I feel pride.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for carrying it with you.
Thank you.
Right? Because it's in your bio. And so people know that you started here.
Absolutely.
So from here, you went to WCBS Radio.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
And from there, you went to
WNBC TV. I was a radio reporter for 4 years. Because I love journalism, I applied for the radio job. And it was the same sort of thing. I had no experience in radio whatsoever. And that's a respected radio station here and around the country. And I learned the craft of journalism without the vanity of being on TV. I learned how to tell a story, how to write, how to hone my voice. And I think doing that for 4 years made me a better journalist. So when I got to TV, I was ready.
Right, not just about
It wasn't just about camera ready.
Right, right. That's nice. That's actually a valid point. And then in closing, I just wanted to just share with everyone, I guess, some piece of advice that you, or insight that you could share with maybe some of the interns that are here, so that they can actually just live in this glory that you live in, right? I mean, you have a husband, you have 2 children, you have this wonderful job, although you have to wake up at the wee hours of the morning, which we didn't talk about that.
2:30 a.m. wake up call.
But you're
Yeah.
everybody's wake up call. That's such an awesome position.
It's a privilege, and I feel very blessed. And I have a lot of people who help me. I mean, you know, my husband, my 3 kids, my mom, my whole extended family. It's a blessing. I think that for anybody wanting to get into this business, for anybody wanting to do it, we look at so many inspiring people. Nelson Mandela just passed away,
yesterday,
and
yeah.
so many quotes that come from him, right? And I think the general message was, you know, don't be afraid to be great. Don't be afraid to go out and get something. Don't be afraid to not settle for what's in front of you. It's okay. You have to grasp it. And I think that the boundaries that are set or that we think are there, they're set by other people. So don't take no for an answer is really what I would advise young people.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's nice to see you. Mwah.
Mwah to you too. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For more on Darlene, you can check her out on Twitter at Darlene, the number 4 NY, or of course you can tune in to NBC weekday mornings from 4:30 a.m. to 7 a.m. We have to take a break, but we'll be back with more on this jam-packed episode of Open Friday. Please enjoy my most accomplished episode of Rena Gets Lean, my first 5K. Check it out. In the first season of Rena Gets Lean, we went on an adventure and tried out different methods of training and eating to develop a healthier lifestyle. While on that journey, we discovered the level of commitment it takes. So join me in season 2 as we continue to explore and form new habits to reach destination Rena Gets Lean. So today we're at Van Cortlandt Park celebrating 100 years of Van Cortlandt Trails as well as BronxNet 20 years. And I've been asked to participate in this 5K.
Yes.
Mind you, this is my first
1, 2,
5K
3, 4,
ever.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So I arrived to the park, and there's a whole check-in process that I'm completely unfamiliar with because I've never done a 5K. I've never done any type
1, 2,
of
3.
race.
Hey, you guys, how you
in my life.
doing? Good morning. Good morning. 1, 2, 1, 2.
I am super excited about this. It's my first run. Wish me luck. This was it. This was the big day. This was the day that I get to challenge all of the training that I have been doing. Let's do it. On your mark, get set, go. Poof. There went the gun, right? And so everybody takes off, and you got all these people randomly running with costumes, all kinds of stuff. I'm pacing it. I was in a zone because all that mattered to me was that I was breathing properly and moving at the pace in which I've been training at. It was all about pace for me. We ran the open field for like about maybe a half a mile, and then after that half a mile, we kind of like took a little curve off into the woods. I'm running at an incline. I'm running on dirt. There's gravel. There's like bark. At the end of the day, it became an obstacle course that I did not train for. There was that voice in there trying to get me to just give up. There was that voice in there saying, you know what, you're crazy. You didn't train for this. What are you doing? You know, and I mean, there was just so much inner dialogue going on that I was losing it while I was running. I was losing it while I was running. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. I can't do this. And of course, I wanted to walk it, right?
You got heart?
Yeah.
I want to hear you say I got heart.
I got heart. I got heart. I mean, my own producer was there by my side, acting like my freaking boot camp coach. And you know what? He psyched me up. All of a sudden, this warrior came out. Got me pumped, baby. I don't care if I have to crawl to that finish line. I am finishing this because I got heart. OMG. I did not know that there was going to be pleneros playing on panderetas. It being my flavor, it was like almost like a calling from the universe, just saying, you can do this. We're almost there. We're almost there. As I come up towards the finish line, as I'm getting closer, I could hear my name being chanted. The pleneros, they were chanting my name. They were chanting to my completion. And then on the right, I have my daughter, my beautiful 4-year-old, Charvida, with a sign saying, "Go, mommy, go." Finish line! Yes, baby! Yes, 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 yes! Give me a big hug, mommy did it! Give me a hug, give me a hug, give me a hug! Woo! Here we are, concluding with a 5K, but it's actually the beginning of my training. I will be at the 2014 marathon, New York City Marathon, and I'll see you at the finish line.
Run strong! Always strong! Yes, we are! Always strong! Yes, we are! Hold strong! Run strong! Hold strong! Run strong!
This was me. And Mom and Dad. And my big brother Alex. And Jack. And this was the day that I learned that sandals get their name from sand. That jellyfish aren't made of jelly. That stars don't just come from the sky. That the ocean is bigger than all of us. This is the day we all got to forget that I was sick. And it changed everything. This was my wish.
Know what?
What?
Since I got adopted, I've learned a lot about these humans.
I know. I mean, check out these two. It's Flirt City over here.
Yeah, I noticed that. It looks like my human is definitely into your human.
Oh, look! I think she's getting his number.
Nice.
Your human's got some sweet moves.
Takes after his dog. Oh, look, they're doing that thing where they put their arms around each other.
She kicked up a leg. It's like in the movies.
That's awesome. Looks like we're going to be hanging out a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm hanging out with Sweet Pea and Millie Dynamite. Stationed right here in New York, West 4th Street. That's the name of the group, too. And both Jersey Style and Bronx Appeal. We welcome them to the open stage. They're going to rock the house. Here we go. Give them a big round of applause. West 4th Street in the house. Yes, indeed.
Actually, I need a glass. A glass of wine would do me justice right now. Backcave hoo-ha-ha, backcave hoo-ha-ha, backcave hoo-ha-ha, backcave hoo-ha-ha. Oh, backcave hoo-ha-ha, backcave hoo-ha-ha, backcave hoo-ha-ha, ha-ha-ha. Whoa, whoa, man, they can't stop me when I come through. Whoa, whoa, who tryna stop me when I come through?
Now you, now you two, now you three can't mess with me. West 4th Street, you must be
living in a fantasy. Backcave hoo-ha-ha, heard they talking slick trick, get a facelift, stinky trick, on pair. These chicks get whacked like a mob head.
These chicks be whacked like garbage.
Messing with me?
Let's be honest.
I'm beyond it.
Like a comet.
I don't even listen to the comment.
Too far gone for the nonsense.
G-O-S-S-I-P.
None of that, let's talk straight money.
Or go better. I think I like go better.
Get us gold from the end of the rainbow, though.
Cleopatra, roar. I'm a lioness, roar. Duh, hello, I came from the jungle, yeah. Hoo-ha-ha, backcave, hoo-ha-ha. Days I'm going crazy like, can't live and breathe now. Somebody turn the heat down, spin me a freestyle, do so damn thick now. Doctors say I can't be fit, no cure for my two-girl style. All five, always been out of the child, storm in the wild, flip it, back to the wild.
Backcave hoo-ha-ha, backcave hoo-ha-ha, backcave hoo-ha-ha, backcave hoo-ha-ha, backcave hoo-ha-ha.
Oh,
backcave hoo-ha-ha, backcave hoo-ha-ha, backcave hoo-ha-ha, ha, ha, ha.
Backcave hoo-ha-ha, backcave hoo-ha-ha, backcave hoo-ha-ha, backcave hoo-ha-ha, backcave
Yo, Millie, where you at?
Young, but I'm wise too. Something in my veins, in my comic t-shirt. I'm a nerd, go to class first. Swagging A's and on the road. Yo, where you gonna go? I be like wherever I want to. Ain't you know that always rolling solo? Mr. Solo Dolo. On a single speed, they can't catch me Marco Polo. No, they think they love me cause they judging all my photos. Standards stay way too high. Golden mojos.
She's a vibe in the room. 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 Like
Mind on the moolah, up in my casa, perfecting my skills. I do that pasa. So worry don't nada. I'm keeping it proper, doing what I got to. For me and my mama, and my brothers too, and my sisters. What it do? Outsiders not with you. Westport, that's my crew. Hey, backhand hoo ha ha, backhand hoo ha ha, backhand hoo ha ha, backhand hoo ha ha, backhand hoo ha ha. Oh, backhand hoo ha ha, backhand hoo ha ha, backhand hoo ha ha, ha ha ha. Diesel music.
Millie, Millie, that. Millie, Millie, that. Millie, 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 that.
And Sweet Pea, West 4th Street. You already know what it is.
West 4th Street, baby.
Live on Bronx Land. Bobley, come get up. Hey,
Backhand hoo
Bobley.
ha ha. Backhand hoo ha ha.
What? Hey, hey, hey.
Sweet Pea and Millie Dynamite in the house. West 4th Street. Ba-ba-bam.
Baby.
Baby. Now, you can cook, too. Thanks for that breakfast sandwich that you gave me the other week.
Oh, no problem.
And you're managed by a young man by the name of Will Lockett.
Yes, we are.
Uh-huh. He can play, too.
Play what?
Golf.
We love you, Will.
Golf, yeah.
Yeah, he's a golf pro. And he also runs we can say it, right? Yeah. He runs what?
The golf course, Van Cortlandt.
Van Cortlandt Park Golf Course, yes.
Bronx, baby.
Now, what does Jersey have to do with this?
I'm from Jersey.
Uh-huh. Jersey?
Plainfield, New Jersey.
Uh-huh. The Jersey style, Bronx what?
Jersey
Appeal.
style, Bronx appeal.
Bronx appeal, all right. And how'd you guys come together?
Ooh. Well, we were actually working with Will at the golf course. We were both doing our own thing musically. We came together, did a video. We sound nice together.
And Will said, whoa,
Kept it
wait a
going.
minute. You guys need to come together and do something special.
Yeah.
Yeah. He showed me, I really enjoyed the video. He showed me a video of you guys. I said, wow, let's bring them on. We have Music Mondays here on BronxNet.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Oh, we welcome you guys. So what's next for you guys? Where do you want to take this?
Well, really, I mean, we're not really too sure what's happening next. Like, if you would have asked us.
Just developing
Yeah,
before
just
your
developing.
eyes,
It's
right?
just happening. Like,
Yeah.
we're surprised we're even here right now. We're happy.
That's good. It gets better. Yeah.
So we're just going to master this and another door will open.
Yeah.
So you have a number of songs that you put together?
Yes.
And you have a number of videos, too? I saw one of them.
Yes, we have some stuff that we haven't put out yet.
And those videos are pretty hot. Do we have one of them here? Well, we'll check them out. We'll check them out. Where can we
You
go?
can go to west4thstreet.com. That's
West4thstreet.com?
4th,
Uh-huh.
and you spell out street.com.
And what's the type of music? What's the appeal? And who are the people you're trying to reach?
Everybody, really. Our music is just feeling. We just go off. Like, we'll be in the studio, we'll come up with a quote, and then we'll just start
There
rocking.
you
Like,
go.
oh, let's put verses to that. Let's find a beat.
Like the way you cook.
Yeah. I like the way you cook. Like the way you cook.
Oh, that's a whole
like
nother-
the way you cook. Like
That's
the
a
way
whole
you
nother
cook.
song.
Yeah,
That's one that they're working on right now. All right, where can we go? West 4th Street?
.com.
Mhm. So your goals, they're just coming along.
Yeah.
Everything's developing right now. Are there any artists that you look up to? Shout it out, Will.
Oh, MOP. Shout out to our MOP brothers.
Uh-huh.
First Family.
First Fam,
Lays, we
Lays.
see you. We love you. You better
We
be
don't see
watching
you,
out.
but we seen us.
Who are some of the artists that you look up to?
Female, I'd say Beyonce. Male, Eminem, but that's me.
Ooh, Beyonce just dropped her stuff too.
Without a warning.
She
She
just
just
did
like,
it.
bam.
That's a lot of people are using that style too. Just throw it out there.
No
Here I am.
commercials, no teasers,
Uh-huh.
nothing.
Well, you can get to the point where you can do that too. Yeah. Build up that social media networking and all that stuff.
Oh, follow us on Twitter, West
There you
4th
go.
Street.
Yes.
And on
Instagram.
Facebook.
Can we miss
Instagram
anything, Will?
W4ST.
All right.
At
West 4th Street in the
W4ST.
house.
Wiggity West.
Wiggity West.
Wiggity West.
And you are?
Sweet Pea.
And you are?
Billy Dynamite.
In the house, so they are West 4th Street. Give them a big round of applause, everybody. You're going to take us home with something, right?
Yeah, of
And let me
course.
do that, and then you do this. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today's show. I'd like to thank all of our guests for stopping by and joining us, our viewer, you, for tuning in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you missed any part of today's show, well, you can tune into an all-new weekend. The Recablecast comes on at 5 and then 10 o'clock, and then you can watch anytime on the web at bronxnet.org or the all-new episode on Wednesdays and Fridays. But Wednesday, you got Darren Jaime and you got Rena Valentine on Fridays. Thank you so much for tuning in and checking out. If you're going out shopping, holiday shopping, did you do your shopping yet?
No.
All right. Well, you'll get to it. Give that love if you can't give anything else. And always remember this, what you are is God's gift to you, and what you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice and let your choice control the chooser. I'll be on tonight on 107.5 WBLS. Tune me in at 12 right after the Quiet Storm. I'm Dr. Bob Lee. From all of us here at BronxNet, have a great and enjoyable day and happy holiday. Take us home, West 4th Street. Yes, indeed.
Oh, one more.
Your Instagram is a liar. Your Instagram is a liar. Your Instagram is a liar. 5 nights you high, 12 more you on fire. Hey. Your Instagram is a liar. Your Instagram is a liar.
Lying to who?
Your Instagram is a liar. 5,000 you high, 12 more you on fire. West 4th Street, I'm repping. Go without discretion. We move in one direction. Biggity bums, you get biggity bum. Gossip, I keep deflecting. I can't help it, I'm wrecking. Chickens, piggity pecking. You birds keep disrespecting.
I'm in some bullshit like Obama. You flourish in the drama. Come, your mouth will get you killed like Jeffrey Dahmer.
Wiggity.
Word to my mama. In the air and out the other. Pillow talks a lethal weapon. They call it the Danny Glover.
Your Instagram is a liar. Your Instagram is a liar. 5,000 you high, 12 more you on fire. Your Instagram is a liar. Your Instagram is a liar. 5,000 you high, 12 more you on fire. Your Instagram is a liar. Your Instagram is a liar. 5,000 you high, 12 more you on fire. Your Instagram is a liar. Your Instagram is a liar. 5,000 you high, 12 more you on fire. Don't bring the drama to my crew. We'll stickity stomp you. Jump in the whip right up on you. So wiggity watching it. That's how we coming, so bring the higgity heat. Or get stomped out in the shiggity street.
60 seconds in a minute, 3,600 an hour. You think I have the time of day to be with a wiggity coward? So doubt it. Sometimes I'm nice and dandy and I'm sweet, but I'm sour. What's for loud, unique, yet discreet?
Your Instagram is a liar. Your Instagram is a liar. 5,000 you high, 12 more you on fire. Your Instagram is a liar. Your Instagram is a liar. 5,000 you high, 12 more you on fire. Your Instagram is a liar. Your Instagram is a liar. 5,000 you high, 12 more you on fire. Your Instagram is a liar. Your Instagram is a liar. 5,000 you high, 12 more you on fire.
Wiggity West,
Wiggity West, Wiggity West.
Wiggity West, Wiggity West, Wiggity. Billy Dynamite and Sweet Pea. I ain't got no.
Your Instagram is a liar. Instagram is a liar. Your Instagram is a liar. 5,000 you high, 12 more you on fire. Your Instagram is a liar. Your Instagram is a liar. 5,000 you high, 12 more you on fire. 12 more you on fire. 12 more you on fire.
Wiggity West, Wiggity West.
Your Instagram is a liar. 5,000 you high, 12 more you on fire.
West 4th Street, baby.
Barry, time is running out. According to my calculations, 1 in 5 kids in America struggles with hunger. How can so many children face hunger when there's more than enough food to feed them all? You're right, Barry. We can help solve hunger by teaming up with Feeding America to get food to hungry kids in communities across the country.
Help Flint and the Feeding America network of food banks get food to the people who need it in your community. Find your local Feeding America food bank at feedingamerica.org/hunger.
Together, we're feeding America.